Yo, so as we know, I like to design characters. So why not design my own? If you watched the video that I did with anatomy, then you probably heard me allude to the fact that I'll be creating more characters for Future Mind Goalfully / animated series called Real Life Fairy Tale. And you already saw Kiko, but you're gonna see him again for this video. Why? Because I want you to. And I did try to record this video a couple minutes ago actually, but I realized something. I like to yap. So it's gonna be a 2-part series for now. One with Kiko and Tell. Don't entirely know the story with Tell yet. We're gonna make it up as we go. I have the basis. But without further ado, let's get started. Show you some of these designs and redesigns. Let's go. So first we got Kiko. Kiko is a prince from the region of Cladclaw, the most powerful region in all of Paratopia. But the issue that he faced is, after the death of his mother, that he doesn't really fit in. Not good at that. And he doesn't want to. He kind of wears his heart on his sleeve. So you're gonna be able to tell when certain things bother him or when certain things don't really agree with his character. Like when he's trying to do his royal duties, you're gonna see that he doesn't want to be there. You're gonna see that he doesn't agree with how his family acts. His family, which consists of his father and his stepmother, because his mother ended up dying in a war between Cladclaw and the other regions in a fight for supremacy. Well, the other regions in a fight for survival. Cladclaw in a fight for supremacy. No one else really wanted supremacy except for Cladclaw, because they were the first to gain their gifts. So they believe that they have the right to rule over all of Paratopia, to the point where they would even demean other regions by calling their gifts curses, which is kind of ironic, because with Cladclaw's gifts, they kind of turn into like horrifying beasts. But you know, in the history books, you really gonna think they're gonna put that? No. Beautiful creatures, but no one has actually seen a resident of Cladclaw transform and live to tell the story, I guess. But their military might is unmatched. But Kiko starts to see little cracks in the shield. What is really going on? Why are things this way? Why does everyone feel so separated? So, since he decides that he can't fit in where he's supposed to be, he goes on the run after finding out some dangerous news that would even put him in danger. Now, the entirety of Cladclaw is against him, then now he has to try and find help. Yeah, I like that, at least for a start. So, for right now, here's Kiko. Alright, and next we have Tell. Tell is not his full name. Do I know what his full name is yet? No. Why would you ask that? Do you think I know what his name is because it's my character? I don't know. No one knows, actually. But with Tell, he is in a minor region, or the second largest region in Paratopia. Do I have the name for it yet? Not at all, once again. This is why I didn't want to make the video yet. I wanted to do a little bit more world building first, but I was too excited. We will world build later. I really like these redesigns. I really like these character designs in general, so that's what we're gonna do. It's my channel. It's our community. You gotta learn certain things with me. But yeah. Tell has the gift or curse of telekinesis. Basically, just being able to talk anyone into anything. Doesn't really talk that much, but when he talks, people listen. Now, he is the uncrowned ruler of his region, because ain't no one really there to stop him, and people don't really want to stop him because everything's going great. Children can smile, the people are safe, no worries, no outside forces troubling them. But why is that? Why is there no crime or seemingly no crime in this place? And how does he keep it so safe? Truth is, behind the scenes, Tell So, as long as no one comes and disrupts this peaceful city, there shouldn't be any issue, right? Isn't like there's gonna be any blonde prince, running around just to irritate him. And who knows, they may even end up becoming friends. I don't think Tell will want that at all, but they may end up becoming friends. And he was also affected by the war, but he ended up losing his parents and by the king of the region of Cladclaw. And from a young age, he would continuously try to fight back, to avenge his mother and his father, because all that he has left now is a necklace and an earring. and scars to remind him of all the times that he was too weak and too frail to save both his parents and to fight back against Claw. But maybe with the help of Kiko, that might change. So who knows? At least I hope it is. Maybe not just for Claw and for his region, but for all of Paratopia. I really enjoyed making I did not think this would have turned out so well. Like, as soon as I started to learn a little bit of anatomy, I was on a tear. And I really enjoyed showing their character through their clothes. Because especially with Tell, he views his scars as a sign of weakness. So he hides them, as you can see with the coats. And he also hides it behind a smile to show his strength. So I really enjoyed it. And without further ado, this is Tell. Alright, and now we have Cloak. I kinda had to do this over because I forgot the backstory for a little bit, but we're back at it. Now, Cloak was unfortunately an outcast for a region because of how she was conceived. So basically, on a random night, a ruler of a random region in Paratopia ended up feeling a little promiscuous. So with all the power that he had in Paratopia, he decided to call a woman of the night for pleasure, and she ended up conceiving a child. So the ruler felt best to never let anyone know about it and to completely cut ties with the prostitute. Of course, as to not sully his name due to a moment of a lack of self-control. And unfortunately, her region wasn't any better. Her mother also shunned her in turn, causing her to not be cared for, causing her to decide to basically leave. But she was also granted the ability to cloak herself, basically camouflage. But she hated it, and the more she grew, she hated it more and more. At first, it was a tool. She was able to hide both her identity and herself whenever she was in danger. But as soon as she met Slim, someone who was also an outcast, but we'll get to that right after this. She started to hate it and she got tired of hiding. So she asked Slim to teach her how to defend herself and how to be brave. So they traversed the land, surviving, fighting for scraps. But for some reason, she couldn't take the spoils of her hard work, the spoils of her labor. So she kept the clothes that she left with because she didn't feel it was right to steal from anyone. Although she would fight, it would only be to defend herself. She wouldn't take advantage of anyone. But her upper clothes or her top started to shrink. So because Slim didn't want to see her in a state where she would get cold or sick, he gave her his jacket, which is the only thing that she has for clothing along with her pants, which is why she wears bandages in order to avoid infection on her feet and bandages on her hands for when she has to defend herself. I really enjoy making her. Like, I don't know what it is. Although it's simple, I do like her character design. I do really. And her story is just so great. Our story is just so, I love it. So, without further ado, this is Cloak. And now, finally, super cool, we have Slim. Now, Slim is in a region where had very high expectations in terms of power, equally on par with Tell's region, the only two that would be able to rival Claw in terms of strength. But Cloak's region is almost able to match it in terms of gifts, curses, whatever side you want to call it. So they began to pride themselves on that strength, and it soon began to be all that they cared about. So when a child was born incapable of utilizing any gifts or curses, they deemed him worthless. So at a young age, he was cast out of his own region, forced to fight for his life. But it granted him strength. It granted him these abilities that he didn't even know he had until he was faced with life or death situations. No, he doesn't have a gift. No, he doesn't have a curse. But he was able to create his own fighting style. Still don't know what the fighting style is yet. We're going to find out. We're going to come up with a name for it. But he was able to grow and he's able to perfect it. So he uses it to make money and to survive and to thrive. Whether it be in fight clubs, whether it be in tests of strength, he continues to move forward bit by bit and continues to grow. Doesn't know what he's growing towards, but for right now, he's just focusing on surviving until he meets Cloak, which granted him a new meaning and a new purpose to life. He's no longer just living for himself, doing whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it, but rather he has someone to care for, whether he wants to or not. His conscience won't let him just leave her there. And he slowly begins to realize, the more he sees her and the more time that he spends with her, that she's changing him for the better, and that she's allowing him to grow more than he would like to admit. So he keeps her around, and she was cold one night, so he decided to give her his jacket and a slim. I really love these characters. They are so very near and dear to my heart, and so much so to the point that they're even my desktop background. Glory be to God that I am able to create these things. I am able to make what comes into my head a reality. That truly is a blessing, and that is a gift from God. No matter what anyone else has to say about it, that surely is a gift from God. And the advice I would like to give is to share your gift. Share your gift. People want to see it. I want to see it. If ain't no one else want to see it, I'll be that only fan standing right there looking to see it. So yeah, share your gift. God didn't give you light, or God didn't call us the light of the world for us to be hidden. We are called to shine. And when we get that credit, give that glory unto God, so they will be directed to the brightest light that the world has ever known. So share your gift. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. God loves you. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to keep creating.